The recent events in the Israel-Gaza conflict have seen a significant shift in the dynamics between the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, and the militant group Hamas as tensions escalate and the ceasefire comes to an end. Both sides are gearing up for a renewed phase of conflict. This article explores the recent developments and the strategic approach of the Israeli forces in response to the challenges posed by Hamas. Background. In the past days, Israel's defense forces have managed to wear down Hamas militants, pushing them to the brink of despair. The once courageous and confident fighters now find themselves facing the harsh reality of their situation. Israel's military strategy has been successful in limiting the options for Hamas, forcing them to confront the challenges they now face. Liberation des Refens. A pivotal victory for Israel. The liberation of hostages marked a significant victory for the Israeli forces. Despite Hamas intending to use this brief pause to regroup, they overlooked a crucial aspect Israel also utilized this time wisely. The IDF managed to rejuvenate their fatigued spirits and gather invaluable intelligence in the ever-evolving battlefield. The failure of Hamas tactics. The manipulative tactics of Hamas are proving ineffective, and the Israeli army shows no signs of yielding. Following Hamas's refusal to return the bodies of Israeli women and adolescents, the IDF promptly terminated the ceasefire. Simultaneously, the military wing of Hamas declared a state of high alert, anticipating the resumption of hostilities. Israeli leadership's surprise visit and new strategies. In response to the developments, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Aviv Gallant visited troops in the Gaza Strip. Gallant, during this visit, emphasized that once the temporary ceasefire concludes, Israel will resume and intensify its attacks on Hamas. Soldiers were advised to use this time for rest and research, capitalizing on the enemy's engagement. Strategic insights from Minister Gallant. Despite the apparent relaxation of Hamas militants during the ceasefire, Minister Gallant shared a crucial detail during his address to the troops. It became evident that Hamas fighters were not genuinely resting. Gallant's meeting with the troops revealed insights into the strategy and sequence of attacks that the IDF would follow in the post-ceasefire phase. The second phase of war. Gallant outlined a multifaceted approach, indicating that Hamas militants would face a series of attacks, commencing with airstrikes and followed by tank and artillery bombardments. The defense minister emphasized that the IDF was gearing up to restart operations with renewed vigor, spreading across the entire Gaza Strip. Leadership's commitment to overwhelming force. Gallant's statement implied that the goal was not merely to reach the previous level of force, but to surpass it. The message conveyed a determination to fight across the entire Gaza Strip, indicating that Hamas would confront an even more relentless opponent. High-level military planning. In addition to Gallant's statements, Chief of the General Staff of the IDF, Lieutenant General Harry Have, highlighted the significant difference in Israel's defense forces before and after the temporary ceasefire. He conveyed confidence that the IDF knew what needed to be done and was prepared for the next crucial phase, the IDF's unyielding pressure. Both Gallant and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant repeatedly stressed to the soldiers in Gaza that it was the relentless pressure exerted by the IDF that compelled Hamas to negotiate the release of hostages. This underscores the belief that military strength and strategic prowess were key factors in bringing about a favorable outcome for Israel. The threat of unrelenting Israeli attacks. NATO and Gallant's unequivocal statements underscore the gravity of the situation. The IDF is prepared to launch an unyielding storm of intensified attacks, a relentless offensive that would shake Hamas to its foundations. In this turbulent environment, the expectation is not of temporary encounters, but of protracted battles that could extend over months. Indomitable spirit of the ID. Faced with a formidable adversary in Hamas, the IDF has no option but to defeat them on their treacherous home turf. The spirit within the Israeli Defense Forces is indomitable, fueled by a determination to secure victory. Anticipating prolonged engagements, the IDF is gearing up for a sustained campaign that is projected to last for months. Leadership's decisive message in Gaza. The recent visit of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant to the Gaza Strip sends a clear and decisive message to Hamas militants. Despite being the primary target of these militants, Netanyahu displayed courage by entering Gaza's territory without fear. Evaluating the situation fearlessly, he asserted his role as the dominant leader in the region. Henceforth, it is Netanyahu who will decide the fate of Gaza, marking a significant shift in authority, changing power dynamic. As the weight of authority decisively shifts to the Israeli Prime Minister, this significant change resonates with dramatic intensity. The steadfastness of Israeli authorities and military personnel throughout the conflict has been a crucial factor in their success. From the outset, the IDF has relentlessly attacked Hamas militants, weakening the enemy day by day. An inexorable movement towards victory. The Israeli military is moving inexorably towards an inevitable victory. Intelligent strategies and a deep understanding of their adversaries have effectively thwarted potential surprises from Hamas militants. In Gaza, it is likely that Hamas has meticulously prepared their defensive positions and complex tunnel networks before launching their audacious offensive on October 7. However, the offensive approach of the Israeli forces disrupted the calculations of Hamas militants, inflicting heavy losses on the enemy. Determination to achieve objectives. Both the government and the Israeli military are resolute in their mission to destroy Hamas and free the Gaza Strip from terrorists. They are unwavering in their commitment and refuse to end the war that began on October 7 without achieving this lofty objective, approaching tensions and strategic maneuvering. In the near future, tensions are expected to escalate as Hamas maneuvers shrewdly to advance its sinister agenda. If the IDF continues its firing tactics during this critical period, each move by Hamas will be met with a well-conceived strategy. The risks are high, and the war is intensifying. The Israeli government and military remain steadfast in their determination to destroy the enemy. Call for decisive action. As each moment passes, tension rises, and the gravity of the situation is keenly felt. The time has come for decisive action, and the Israeli Defense Forces must be prepared to maneuver and outsmart their opponents. The fate of nations hangs in the balance in this thrilling saga. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas is marked by strategic leadership, decisive military responses, and a steadfast commitment to achieving objectives. The evolving power dynamics, the unyielding spirit of the IDF, and the determination of Israeli authorities set the stage for a protracted battle. As tensions escalate and the situation intensifies, the world watches closely to see how the Middle East will be shaped in this new order. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our videos to stay updated with the latest content.